I am pleased to welcome Malik Yoba back to the show.
What up, baby?
Hey!
Happy to be here, baby. I'm happy.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna.
No.
Yeah. Okay, please. We're gonna joke. I know, because you're full of jokes. Anyway, Malik, you're back in New York, in Brooklyn. What's a perfect New York day for you?
It's one of my most perfect days was about 2 Father's Days ago. I wanted to take my kids to a restaurant I used to work at on Upper West Side, Cafe Luxembourg. And you know, I worked there when I was like 19 or 20. I was like, this is where I was a busboy, and
When I met
this is
you,
where I
was.
dreamt about owning my own restaurant, which I ultimately did for a while. And they were like, Dad, nah, we want to go on a picnic. And they made me a sandwich, and we sat in Central Park and played like Frisbee or kicked football around or whatever. And I ate the sandwich that they made, and that was perfect. I find that people want two things, like either just to purely escape and just go on fantasy and have a good time, or they want to think about things. Or be scared, I guess, you know, with horror films. But I think people kind of live within those two spaces, so I prefer to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, you do. We'll talk about that more. Most of your work goes in that direction most of the time. I mean, the things you choose to produce and write and work on, you give people a platform to kind of
something to offer. That's what I do.
Hey,
oh, that's what you do. I'm sorry.
I know, but we both do it, right?
I'm trying to take your shine,
well,
girl.
no, you're not taking my shine. I just put it out there so everybody can shine under my umbrella.
There you go.
Right? There you go. We don't have to have any rain. And I know your mom and your sisters and, you know, everybody. What does your family look like when you get together to work and to play, so to speak, or is it sort of similar?
I think it's kind of, I think it's kind of similar. I think that we're fortunate in that the majority of us, there's 6 kids, and my mother and then my father passed, but I think most of us are like-minded, and I think we all are in some way, some more than others, and so.
And all have incredible strengths in so many areas,
so
capable people.
I think it's just kind of the way we were raised. We were raised to rely on each other and support each other. So I think as we became professionals, that just was an extension, you know. So if I, you know, whether I need someone to, you know, work with me on designing a home, it's my mother, or I've written with my brother and my sister, or you know, I've done marketing stuff with one of my sisters. One of my sisters does wardrobe. In fact, she worked with New York. I brought her into New York Undercover, and she, you know, that evolved into a career as a stylist. My father, I think that he just had such a strong influence on the boy that I was, both, you know, from the perspective of I want to be like him, or actually the things about him I didn't know I wanted to be like, but I've become those things. How I've been able to take a lot of his dreams and actually have them, you know, manifest in my life. And so I think that strong male images, you know, strong sense of purpose and will, a sense of contribution to the world. Those things, you know, that's what resonates in me. I've always been about service and how do I use my art and my expression to service people and not just entertain. So, but I think it just really originates with the type of man my father was.
But I also always remember, you know, you told me the quote, and I just love it, stand on your noblest existence, is that what your dad says. And I think about that often. It's a powerful quote.
Yeah. So, you know, and that's just, and I do. I mean, I definitely believe in nobility, you know, and sharing that with people, you know, encouraging that, particularly in other young people. We'll go way back with a song that I wrote when I worked at City Kids, when I was like 20 years old.
Okay, cool.
Some people believe that we can never be one race, for they cannot see all that God has given to us. Dig deep in your heart, I know you can trust. Still I believe the truth will set us free. Can all God's children stand stand and listen to me, 'cause we know that this cannot go on. Too many babies are dying. This is wrong.